No. Hey, my bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm back up in here. You hear me?
Yeah.
How'd it cut off?
I don't know. It's probably on your end. Nigga, you doing all that extra shit.
Nigga, it wasn't me. I just had to smack somebody real quick. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. You doing all the extra shit. It probably was you there.
I ain't smacking with the phone. Okay, anyway, I guess we got to start over.
We don't start off where we left off.
All right, so we'll just put them together. All right, fuck it. Fine. So we back up in this bitch. Where was we at? Oh, that song "Woke" with Royce the 5'9" on his album. I think it was track 2. I like it because, like, the term "hotep" that is used much. Sorry, white folks, y'all might not know the term. This nigga just told me. Hold on.
Go ahead.
All right, yeah. A lot of people might not know the term. Basically, it's talking about like the term hotep, which he references a lot on the song. Basically, is African Americans that identify with the being Nubian descent. You know, they have a lot of love towards ancient Egyptian culture, just in general, which I think is really cool because it's very interesting in a lot of ways. But if y'all want to know, go look up documentaries and shit just about hip hop. But anyway, like, I thought, like, conceptually it was a really good song, and then the last half of it, if I'm not mistaken, the beat changes and then he kind of goes off a little bit more. And I think he starts talking about his dad on that song too. It's a really good song, really, like, the whole album fire. The whole album is fucking fire.
Yeah. Let me see. Let me go to the verse real quick. Let me see. Yeah. I'm looking at the lyrics real quick just to get a deeper. This one for just you and woke yet, hotel. You rich, but you broke niggas just don't know yet. These rappers ain't woke yet. Security back them home. Yeah.
Hold on, stop that. Go back to the beginning. To the beginning. Go to the first 2 bars.
This one for those of you that just ain't woke yet, hotel. You rich, but you broke niggas just don't know yet, hotel.
That second bar.
Like that, I really like that. You rich, but you broke niggas just don't know yet. That's facts. I feel like he's talking to me with that.
That's what he's talking to everybody, because I feel like he's talking to me too. So yeah, hell yeah. Like the substance is just like, it's crazy how how certain artists are known for mainly just substance, or other artists are known for just being lyrical, et cetera, et cetera. Some are just known for style, some are known for vocals. Royce, to me, this is why, like, if you really think about it, he has got to be top 5 dead or alive, because of at least up in the top 10, you know what I'm saying? And because of the fact that he can be super lyrical while giving substance and giving game and telling a story. Like, that's not, like, a lot of times you only have artists that is like an artist that is a storyteller, you know what I mean? Others that are just lyrical, and he's on every side of that fence, and I love the sound that he brought to the game. Like, the whole thing is very, like, and that's just bar 2. That is just bar 2.
Hold on. All right. Let's see. He said these rappers ain't woke yet. Security back them hotep. Hotep come to Detroit with that. Oh yes, that's hotep. Okay.
This motherfucker's just too nice.
Might as well have a Mayweather backyard, the black matchup protest. That's that right to check you can't cash. I might have to collect. That's your ass is bleeding. That's that coach. Yeah, he's really.
Bro, he's like, he had motherfuckers' necks, and like also like things that he's talking about, like you could tell he has like a real like grasp on what's going on, and you don't really find that with a lot of, like, you know what I'm saying, like older MCs and stuff, because like they're more most of the time, I don't mean to generalize, but most of the time they're really just like stuck in their own little world. A lot of them say it's because they don't want to be influenced by others and stuff like that. Get it? But things like this, like,
I mean, I feel like I guess that we still human, so we can still be influenced. But I feel like by the time you that age of all these old rappers, you shouldn't be that easily influenced.
Well, no, it's as simple as because I mean, at least I think it varies person to person. Because with me, like if I listen to like, because like I'll have like a certain kick every now and again. Like lately, I've been like on my Outcast shit, and when I start listening to Outcast, I get an Andre flow, at least a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like just out of nowhere. If I start listening to Tribe Called Quest, I'll try to
I
get
mean, that's
like I
different.
won't try, but it just subconsciously I accidentally get that little bit of
I mean,
Q-tip in there.
that's different from catching the flow and changing your whole style. Like if Eminem listens to Lil Pump and he starts sounding like Lil Pump, that's totally different from like having a Lil Pump flow.
Yeah, but that's different too. You won't really get that from listening to a Lil Pump. Like it's more like say um like you would like it would more be, especially when you're a lyricist, you would catch it more from listening to like another lyricist and you're really like attracted to their style. Like JID, I was listening to his album yesterday, but we'll save that for like later on in the podcast.
No,
Like that
this is
shit,
this is
that
what
nigga
makes
like
me.
had me inspired like a
Yeah, see,
motherfucker just
that's
because of his
different when you
style. Like
listen. That's different when you listen from another lyricist. But you said most of rappers don't, old heads don't keep up because they don't want to catch another what's the name or whatever. So that's why I figured you're talking about mumble rap now. So
oh no 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 no
you're
no.
listening to
I
another
mean,
lyricist, that's different.
yeah. Or just somebody with an ill style. I mean, it could be with anything. I mean, shit. It's like somebody. I think I forgot who it was, but they used basically like uh they were like, "What's your favorite phone?" Nigga said iPhone, and they was like, "Okay, just because you love that iPhone does not mean you don't pay homage to the cell phones that came before it." And they had to take the technology from the cell, stuff like that. I think was the notion that they were going with. But I
You know
think
what?
everybody like when you like something a lot, you know, you don't. I mean, like Kanye, right? And I hate to bring this bitch ass nigga up. Excuse me for calling him bitch ass nigga, but this bitch ass nigga. Say like with the Yeezus album, I didn't really like it at all. I don't think very many people liked it, but you'll notice even with like little mumble rappers and shit, when you hear their beats, that real distorted glitch hop kind of sound they got in there, that it seems to me like they like kind of like the producer kind of captured that and got that idea from the Yeezus album because I didn't really hear that before. You know what I'm saying? So they kind of just like you take certain elements for certain things and
Yeah.
then make it your own type thing. I think a lot of people do that. I mean,
One song I really mess with though on his album is the song "Strong Friend" and how he was talking about well he said reflections. The intro basically started out reflections on your strong friend. You need to check up on your strong friend. Nobody ever checks up on your strong friend. And like I like that because it's true. It's really true though. Like it's crazy because like when somebody's showing you that they're depressed, okay, so you're gonna go help them, but you don't know the most depressed or crazy person whatever is that friend that's trying to be strong or that person that's trying to be strong all the time. Like they always cracking jokes, they always act like nothing's wrong. So I mess with that.
yeah, I mess with that too because what's crazy is like I think a lot of people always felt like they were that friend, or at least I do. You know what I'm saying? Because like I mean, there was times in my life where like shit, I was ready to be on some real fuck shit, and I would just be acting normal as hell. Next thing you know, motherfuckers is like, "Yo, where you been?" I'm like, the hospital." Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? And it's still like just acting normal even after that, like that same day and shit.
Yeah.
So I think that's really dope.
But I like the quotes that he was doing at the end when he quoted Kurt Cobain. He says, "Funny they laugh at me because I'm different, but I laugh at them because they're all the same." And I feel like
Yes.
that was definitely like maybe could be a double entendre when he's talking about this new generation.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, like I feel like that because a lot of these kids like that's rap now, like all lyrics is lame, blah blah blah, or they all rap about the same shit or whatever, but they don't realize they exactly the same. So
Yeah, you know what? I had an epiphany like that when I was in Cali, actually. Like, because out there, the style mad different. Like when you go to like the like when you go out there, like everybody, say you go out there and you go in the suburbs and shit, and, motherfuckers got like their hair dyed like in like bright ass colors, and they just dress real weird. And they're doing it to be different. They don't want to look like everybody else, but when everybody's trying to be different, everybody's the same. You know what I mean? So like that's the best example I can come up with, and it definitely coincides with that. That is a very good quote. And that whole fucking album was like it was full of just like bars that'll have you just like like, God damn, this nigga said that. And then aside from that, you also get some game from it. And I love that, you know?
Yeah,
That's why we love Nas. So
right. And
definitely gotta
then
love his Royce album.
right after that Kurt Cobain joint, which I really like, I even tweeted this when he said, "We're all suicidal kids telling other suicidal kids suicide ain't the answer." And I was
Facts.
like, damn. It's like it's true. It's like because all these people that be kind of probably telling these people don't do drugs and all that, probably on drugs themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like,
Yeah. I know that firsthand. I know that secondhand too. Like my homeboy's mom, you know, she always she was always real like that, you know, trying to, and then like you know, she was always trying to make sure everybody was straight and everything. And then you know, she would come to me when she'd be having her little like episodes and things like that. So yeah, I feel that a lot. That's I mean, it's facts. I mean, I can't believe anybody that sit there and says they never had that thought or anything around that realm. I don't
yeah,
believe it. You know what I mean? And that's just real deep, real deep. I love that.
yeah, yeah. And then he go on with the Dave Chappelle quote. I think this is when I remember this interview Dave Chappelle was doing. I forgot who it was with, but I remember the interview. They were sitting on stage and all that. But he said the worst thing to call somebody is crazy. It's dismissive. I don't
It's
understand this
dismissive.
person.
Yeah,
He's crazy. That's bullshit. These people are not crazy. They're strong people. Maybe their environment is a little sick. And I was like, that's real.
yeah. I know that interview you're talking about too, and I still watch that sometimes. Yeah. I mean, it's facts. It's fucking facts because I mean, all these motherfuckers can't be wrong. Especially like we can take an example like just the music industry, right?
Mm.
When these motherfuckers like start just like wilding out and going on a tangent or whatever, and they just start, they kind of like have a breakdown. We
Mm.
all look at them like they're fucking nuts, but really, like, who knows what's going on over there?
Yeah.
Like, who? Nobody
Yeah, we
knows.
never really know what's going on in the um, inside, but we seem to think we know. Well, people always seem to think they know the Illuminati this, Illuminati that. Everybody's an Illuminati. Literally everybody. Um, what else? And it's stupid. But yeah, just like I think when he somebody posted that, and I'm pretty sure they was talking about Kanye, of course. But obviously I think Kanye's environment a little sick. Like, let's be real. The people he seemed to be around, just like what J. Cole said, you know, we think he real, but all around him fake. The niggas, the women, the yes men. Nobody got the,
Yeah,
reason to, and it's true because not only the Kardashians probably faking personality, they faking bodies too. But
yeah, exactly. And then they made Kanye think it was okay to fucking go get plastic surgery.
it,
Like, that's the thing that, like, I don't even want to say it, bro, because it's real fucked up.
I feel bad for the
Like
kids,
it's
and I'm just saying that because they
yeah,
black and Kanye and Kim don't know shit. She's just, I'm sorry, the shit I be hearing her say, she's just a dumbass.
yeah. Like she can't like you. It's different when you raising black children. You know what I'm saying? It just is. You gotta show them certain things and teach them certain things as like specifically because it's a black child. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Because of this world that we live
Yeah,
in, and you know what I'm saying. I feel like Kanye's not going to, and Kim don't know how
yeah.
to.
It went.
All that family really does. You know what I'm saying? Like that Kardashian family. I don't know them. I don't really want to like shit on
Yeah,
them, but it seems like from like what I see, they like the culture but can't really contribute nothing to it. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if they really want to. I feel like, like I don't. Here's my thing. They remind me of, when you walking down the street, there's that one older white woman and shit. They look at you, walk across the street, and clutch their purse real
mm,
tight, and you just want to walk up to her and be like, "Boo!" And then she just like fucking takes off running. Like that reminds me of
mm,
them. You know what I'm saying? Like even though they want to be so much part of the culture, like I feel like that's them. They wouldn't be able to just, you know what I'm saying, be comfortable in an environment that isn't all of them. Like they know they're safe because they have all these fucking bodyguards and shit. And then they got shook when Kim got robbed in Paris
yeah,
because they were like, "Oh God, we can be touched." It's like like yeah, everybody can be touched. Point blank. Period. You just gotta live and not judge. Really, like that's really my thing about it. And I feel like they're not. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. They're one of those people like just like the rest of the world. Everybody wants to profit off of the fucking like what we do and these things that we make cool because we make everything look cool.
Man.
Like the way we walk, they want to emulate that, and things like that. But they don't want to help. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not even talking about. I'm not saying go down fucking Crenshaw Boulevard and just drop off $250,000. No, it's not that. But like, damn, like when people got voices, like the thing is like people die every single day from these neighborhoods, whether, what I'm saying, it's a brother doing it, the law doing it, or whatever unfortunate circumstance happens. And these people got minds. They have their own brain, their own perspective. That person that died could have actually like changed the whole world.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like nobody, like when they die, it's just a bunch of rest in peace tweets, and then nobody talks about it afterwards. And shit like that. Like they don't want to come through and just like help. When you see, I don't know, man. I don't know. I could go on for years.
But when he said black people don't know a goddamn thing about therapy. Which is true because black people, just like even going back to J. Cole's album, when he said, I know you're depressed and you know how our community is. Don't tell us nothing, keep that in. You basically got to play the tough role, and then, just what people, basically what everybody would say. Black people don't go to therapy. That's some white people, or just all that stuff.
Yeah, and then when you do, you're fucking crazy. I know, because I've been there, done that shit too, and like yeah, it's exactly like how the fucking community is. We all got to be like this. Yeah, play that tough role. Everybody got to be like just like we was talking the other day. About the whole why is it so cool to be so fucking stupid? Yeah. Like, the community is very dismissive, and that's something we got to change. And that was a really good point from Royce the 5'9". I think a lot of people, have made that point, but it's still not being made, and we got to make that point. So shouts out to Royce for that. That was a good line.
Yeah. And what's that?
And J. Cole,
when he basically shouted out everybody that I don't know if everybody on this list committed suicide, but Capital Steez did. When he did Capital Steez, Taheem Chester, rest in peace, my strong fans. So I don't know maybe if everybody up here committed suicide or something, but I just know Capital Steez did. I don't know if the other two did.
Here come this motherfucking train. But yeah, that shit with Capital Steez fucked me all up because like I think at that time when Pro Era was coming up real hard, I think if I'm not mistaken, I might be mistaken because I was in Cali at the time, but the West Coast scene was real hard. I think Tyga was big, YG was popping, Kendrick was out. That shit hurt my heart because God damn, this loud ass train, man. God damn. But that shit hurt my heart because I was trying to follow up with like that Pro Era shit a little bit. I didn't do too terribly much research while I was out there, but I was happy to see like the East Coast, what I'm saying, really doing something because I mean for real, especially New York before them hasn't really been popping except for like ASAP Mob at that time. You know what I'm saying? So like I was real happy that they were doing their thing, and then that shit happened. I was like, wow,
yeah,
like that shit was fucked up. I think it was just them, ASAP Mob, and Flatbush Zombies. Yeah. And they was making noise, but they weren't making noise over there. I had to dig up and find that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then I found that out. I was like, God damn, yo, that's fucked up.
And, I was about to say something I forgot too. One joint? Oh, Legendary. I like that Legendary song because he was like, ain't no other feeling and turn it down a bad bitch. That's the shit that make you legendary. I like that joint. I like that joint. That's funny.
Yeah, that's hard, yo. That is fucking hard, man. You ever did that?
Turn down a bad. I haven't got the chance yet. I have not got the chance.
I love doing it because I got my girl and shit. So like, I love doing it. I love it. Like, it just gives me like an ego boost, like bad. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'll have like a cool conversation, and they'd be like, oh, they try to make that move because I'm still playing that nice guy role because I have to. And, you know what I'm saying? They try to do something slick and I'm like, nah, I'm sorry. I got a fiance and, you know what I'm saying? We got the family and all that. I'm good.
Yeah.
And then their eyes get big like they ain't never heard no shit like that before.
Right.
I love that shit. That's
I
good.
like what you
Yeah,
said.
bitch, you can't
The
get me.
definition of a legend is a man who starts with nothing and leaves the game with everything.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, shit. Look, I mean, yeah. And you know what it really is that last part. Starts with nothing and leaves with everything. Leaves is the big word because there's a lot of cats that come into this game with nothing, get a lot, but then they leave with nothing
Yeah,
again. You know what I
that
mean? So like that's a big part. Leaves the
that brings
game
me
with
to that point
with
where
everything.
on Kendrick's I forgot what album. I think it might have been Two Pimp a Butterfly when he had Dre on like a little thing when he said, Kendrick, when you came to my house, you said you wanted a house like this, and he said I had to tell you that everybody can get it, but not everybody can keep it or some shit like that. So I'm like that. That's basically I feel like it's the same thing.
Yeah, it really is. It really
But
is. And that's deep, man, because I mean shit, like I think how many times have we all like, we finally get on our feet and something fucked up happens now where, what I'm saying, fucked up back at the parents' house and shit, and now we gotta try to work it out
yeah.
again. So that's a big deal.
Um.
I'm trying to tell you, man, it's a lot of game. It's a lot of game
So
in that
what's
album.
your favorite part of that? Favorite song on the album?
I'm mad I didn't even think about that when I was going through them. I'm gonna have to listen to that shit again. I have to.
Honestly,
I have
I
to
like
before I
the
can give
whole
you that.
album. Of course, probably want to get to like the last, maybe like. Actually, no, I actually like it. The whole thing. But I say my favorite songs: Caterpillar is dope, Godspeed is dope, Dumb is dope, Pablo Boat, of course.
Yo, dumb is dope as fuck. I love that shit.
Power was
That
crazy.
nigga geek me on that shit.
Power was really crazy. Legendary, Summer. Man, I just like the whole album. I really don't know much to say. I just really
Yeah.
like the whole album. I can listen to that front to back.
Yeah, facts. I didn't skip. I don't think I skipped one song so far. Like I said, I only got like through like real deep, like 75% through the album.
Yeah.
I gave the whole Joan a listen before, but like as far as like actually like listening and digesting it all, 75% through, and I still think I missed shit.
Yeah, of course. I'm gonna go back actually and read the lyrics and listen to the song for real. That helps me a little better. But who you think had the
Right.
best verse on Summer on Lock before we wrap this up? You had Pusha T, Royce, and then Jadakiss, and was that it? Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Oh yeah,
Now
Fab,
Fab was on there
Forgot about
too, right?
Fab.
I was gonna say because I'm thinking Fab. Nah,
They always.
it's hard, man. They all killed that shit. I I want to say Fab and then Jada second. Only, but the reason why I would put Jada second though is only because I love Jada. I love Jada Kiss to death. Like I do. But my only thing with him is he always uses the. I don't know. I have to listen to that joint again too because I don't have a favorite.
Yeah.
I don't have a favorite.
Well, y'all, that
That shit
I
was just
feel
hard.
like the Royce album. Before we move on to this JID album, give the Royce album a rating from 4. Let me see, 5 mics. How many mics you give it?
I gotta give it at least a 4.5, but definitely I'm the five. But bare minimum, if I'm gonna be a dickhead about it, I'd say four,
I'm
four
about
and
to
a
say
half.
yeah,
Like,
the
but no,
lowest. The
5.
lowest I'm going basically is like 4.6, but I'm gonna give it a 5
Yeah,
just off because I like all the beats and what he's saying is like true OG shit, and then it's just real. Like I just like the whole thing, the production, everything on it. So I gotta give.
and it's a very versatile album too. It's not just like one sound throughout the whole
And
thing.
he
It's
didn't have a
very, very
million
versatile.
features on there, and when he did, J. Cole, Eminem, all of them came in and killed it. So I gotta give him a 5.
Yeah, very well put together.
But that's the
Very, very
wrap
well
for
put together.
that because we even talked about it on the other one for like 17 minutes. So, but
Yeah, and we didn't even have a deep dive for that.
I mean, we kind of did just because when we put the other two together, it's been like what 40 minutes basically if you really add it all up.
Yeah, that's true.
So
That's
let's
true.
go ahead and hop on over to JIT and
Yeah, the Never story. I thought it was Never Ending Story, but
yeah,
it's
it's
the
another
Never
story
story.
I read it too. But The crazy thing about the intro was like really short, but I really did like the melody on it.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Like, bro, on general,
General was dope.
like that was track 2. Okay, now look, at first, when he first came into it, I was just like, I mean, I think it was my split second impression when it first came in. I was like, what is he about to do? Like, I was a little confused. And then, and then halfway through it, I was like, oh my God. But even before that, like, after that split second feeling in the very beginning, when he first came in, yo, he started really fucking snapping on that joint. And the thing I love about JID throughout this whole joint, his style, like, it coincides perfectly with his vocals. His voice is really, really dope. It reminds me, like, you could tell he was influenced by Wayne, but like it's him. Like, it's different, and like the bar work, I love it. And he said, he was talking about something about getting kicked out of school, and he said, like, it was just some about like he just hit a lick with some amateurs or whatever. And I was like, yo, that shit was ill. Like, that bar, I was just like, yo, and the way he delivered it, I think a lot of it, like, he's lyrical, but I think what gives the lyricism that extra punch is the way he delivers it so nonchalantly and very just colorful. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love it. That song was ill as fuck.
With General, I think the beat, I like the beat. It was really like kind of like funky and grimy at the same time and it's like,
yeah.
And I like how he started off basically like people should know he's skilled, but they don't know this yet, so he kind of upset about it. And then when he came about it, and talking about his past life, and it looked like he even dropped the J. Cole Friday Night Lights line on there. I forgot what it was, but he dropped that little Friday Night Lights line, and he talked about how he could have did music or football. And then basically what you were saying about the amateur thing, when he said he got caught with weed, the mom went off on him. She got the call, whatever. And basically saying he wasn't on camera, but he was doing shit with amateurs. So like basically like there's no way he could have got caught, but these amateurs pretty much screwed up everything.
Exactly. I think later on in the album he starts talking about how the nigga snitched. It might have been the same song.
Yeah, I think it was. But when he was like he doesn't regret it. And then, he skips to saying how he's going to be big or how big he is now from basically his past life. He's like Tarantino, basically, with an H in his pre-roll on the plane.
Yeah. I was like, yo, that shit was ill, man. That shit was dead.
And then that bar he came afterwards with, he said, Slave Man, Southeast Coast, Jid or DiCaprio. And basically automatically said that. I'm like, I just thought of Django and, DiCaprio.
Yeah. That's, man, and that's the thing. Like, you really got to like pay attention to what he says, also, because like the little subliminal bars like that. Like, first listen, you're not gonna catch that. You're just gonna be bobbing your head because that's what I was doing at first. I had to rewind that shit. I had to rewind most of that album a few times because I was like, the flow. Like, that's something I forgot to mention too. His flow is fucking like it's different. Like, you wouldn't expect. Yeah, because the type of beats you go in on, like, you would expect, just like the basic little thing and then to be lyrical. But he had perfect bars and he didn't go in on like a typical Atlanta nigga beat. No, like, these shits were like different and amazingly different. And his flow just like, it was ill, man. It was very ill. Like, he'll force you to move, even if you just listen to the instrumental and you're like, this is nothing special. Like, if you think that that was just like somebody's personal opinion, when you hear his vocals on top of that, it will force you to move. His flow is amazing.
Yeah, his voice is really different. But when he was like, he got a lot of slick lines. Basically, he said he finna like his sister. His sister remind him of Cleo, and the line, bro, is dope. He said his bros killers is animals, basically. Saying his bros killers is like something on Nat Geo, and I was like, bro.
Yeah. I was like, ooh, that was another line that had me like, damn, like, it gave me that oh shit face.
Yeah.
like I smelt a fart or something.
He said when he said send his homie up the hill, Jack jilled him, and I was like, oh my god, then he fucking to the black kids. I'm like, yo, he really just snapped him.
Yeah,
and
man.
When he said F it, he gonna spill it, and whatever. But it was he's pretty much killed that.
Yeah, that, man. And then what was track 3?
Man, hold up. When I'm still on track 1. Hold on, he still has some lines in there, man.
Yeah, he did. He had a whole lot. He had a whole lot. We could go on for years.
When he was like he wasn't gonna fade or tase nigga, he just wanted to shoot something. Nah, the line Well, I don't think pretty much people get when he said niggas talk crazy. Then he said he wiped the baby. Too funny. Pull up, had the crew come and take a deuce on you. Like that whole shit went together with the baby line, and I'm like, yo, I don't think niggas got that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that's the thing with him. You really do like have to rewind that shit a few times, and like it's almost like you don't want to though, just because like the whole like flow, like the bounce, it puts you in the zone, man. Like it's cool because like that is like a lyrical record you could like that whole thing was like a lyrical album you could play in the club
Yeah, man. You know
just
what?
because of his flow. Like it's just off
I
of that.
wanted to do the same with the Royce album. His album is just so long, and I'm never sitting at one place ever in like for a long period of time, and I'm always distracted. So it's hard to do his album, like because it's out. He got 21 songs up there, so it's like it's hard.
Yeah, I know. That was my problem too. Cause like you know me, I'm always fucking. I got ADHD like shit, so I'm always doing
And
something.
I'm gonna need a lyric.
You know, I went to the store like 3 times and I had to walk. So like,
But facts. But his next
it
song,
was bad.
JID's next song, Never. What you feel about that one?
Oh my god, that was the joint where like the beat switched halfway through,
I
right?
think so. Let me see. I think it was.
Yeah, that was it. Okay, he shitted on that joint the
Beat
whole
was so
first half,
dark.
and then when the beat, yeah, it was a real dark beat at first, and then when that shit changed, I didn't think he could snap no harder. This motherfucker demolished it on that second half, like for real. That shit was
And
crazy. That shit was
I
crazy.
like how he's like, never been ish, never had ish, never, never did this, that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he came back. He said, "Well, I never gave a shit in the first place." So,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that chorus was fucking hard, man, because it's like I think a lot of like, you know what I'm saying, like young brothers can like relate to that because like I mean, cause especially like through like adolescence, you know, like when you're growing up and you don't have shit, like you just like poor, growing up poor, and everybody around you is too, you don't notice. You think that's just life. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Especially when you're just confined to your little area, you know, as a
yeah,
young kid you just think that so you don't really care. You know, I could live like this for the rest of my life and be perfectly fine.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like you think adulting isn't so hard. You know what I mean? Like that was like it was a really good chorus and I think it speaks to this whole I think that whole album really speaks to this generation. Even though it was a lot of slick talk, it was like, you know, it's a representation of where a lot of this come from. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like
I like how he,
and like how we grow up.
yeah, I like how he was talking about how he was basically how all his homie was doing the same thing, was basically probably like selling drugs. And he said that one line, "Mental fiend who dig deep in the depths when he too deep." I like that. I feel like he
Yeah.
said another line, but I forgot what he said. But I feel like he was saying maybe just me going up. That's why I said that's why I always said the beauty of music. You can make it anything. But basically, I feel like he was saying like
Yeah.
what did he say? Oh, like he went to he was talking about he said some line about his demons. I forgot to write it down, but I feel like he was saying like he went to the church to figure like yeah, I figured that's like church. That's where people like go to let their demons go. But like I feel like he
Mm-hmm.
said like on the steps, basically like he said on the steps, because they can't get in because it's God's house, so he's not letting the demons in. But I feel like that's where people go to let their demons go, you know. And
Yeah,
sleep on
yeah.
the steps because they can't get in, and then something different. He tried to talk to the Lord, but when he said like, "Don't get mad at me," and I feel like okay, he said, "Fuck it," and then he smokes. Maybe that gets him where he want to be, and then and basically how he switched the whole thing up, basically, and like got off topic, start talking about fucking the chick and going there. He said, then basically when he said, "Fuck it, I'm off script. This shit got me fucking up my script. Let me get back basically to it." And I'm like, I do that all the time, so that's hilarious. That's why I like it.
Right. Yeah, you know what's crazy is like this whole album really made me think of like it reminds me of I don't want to say me, but like me. So like for real, because like I mean like his style is kind of like how I spit only is different. Like because of course he is him. You know what I mean? And like I don't know, I don't know. It reminds me a lot of me, but that song was ill. Like the lyrical content on there, like he had bars, of course. Like, every single one of those songs, even the one Hereditary, where it was like the Jonah about you was talking about,
Oh, we don't get to that. We don't
just
get
a
to that.
female like relationship. Oh yeah. But like even that Joan like had like bars in that joint, like real like punchlines and metaphors, like double meanings and shit like that on that
Like when
song too. But like he has substance in there too, like a lot. There's a reason why J. Cole signed him, y'all. Y'all need to go cop that out. We only track 3 in.
right before we on track 2.
No, we're counting the intro.
No, we're not. Right before right before he switched the beat and he was off script and he said niggas fall for anything. I like that. And then that twist. And then bro, what had me cracking up when he said, what you call a chick that don't suck D? You don't. I was dead.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, oh my God. And like it was perfect. I think if I remember correctly, they cut the beat at that one part. Like, you know how like there's just like cut it for like half a second. That's what really gave a lot of suspense to it and just like gave like an extra piece of shock value. Mm-hmm. And it made me geek, man. Like I was sitting on the fucking porch. I had my headphones on listening to it. My girl came outside. She was like, what the fuck is this nigga laughing at?
But no, that one, he had a line to me when he said something. He said down with the boogie and like something with the funk. And which made me think because like the beat he was using before, you know, boogie to me is usually a slower tempo type beat. And then, you know, then he switched to, he said up with the funk or whatever. Then he switched to that fast tempo type beat. And what usually funk to me is usually like a faster beat or a faster tempo, basically, and all that. And then he just basically started giving you bars.
Yeah. But yeah, man, it was dope. Let's go to track 4.
Ed and Eddie.
That was an ill song. Like I fuck with it because he said it was something like a lot of niggas can relate to. Like I know I can. He said something about like I don't sell weed because you know I smoke too much. I fuck up the pack. So like nigga, me too. But me and my two niggas, we
real,
like
it was pretty simple. I like all the beats on here, just to be for real. But when he said basically what you said, they do drugs. He never smoked weed because he never sold weed because he smoked too much. And I feel like when he was talking about, you see how he was talking about like drugs a lot in that song. Basically, him and him friends was every time at the end he was talking about him and his friends by Ed and Eddie. And you know what I feel like? Because since he was talking about drugs so much, I feel like the drugs for him was the obsession. And what did Ed and Eddie obsess about?
Exactly, the jawbreaker.
The jawbreaker. So I was like, exactly. I feel like this is dope. And there's really not much to say about that. That was pretty much self-explanatory, but like deep at the same time.
Yeah, and then you know what? You can attribute that to every pack of friends. You know what I'm saying? You always got that one, that group of 3. Like it's like me, Zay, and Chris, or like me, Zay, and somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Like me, Zay, and Sheldon. Matter of fact, you all got that one group that just like it could be about anything. You know what I mean? Like it's a really dope song. You know, that's pretty much like the little click anthem for everybody. You know, me and my 2 niggas, we like Ed and Eddie. Like that was really dope. Like conceptually, it was a dope jump, and like most '90s kids will love that just because of the hook. Like even if they don't listen, because you know a lot of these kids don't listen to the words and shit. You know, just because of that hook, they'll fucking fall in love with it, and it's a dope song. It really is something nice to groove to, and lyrically, it was dope too. You know, but that's every song on the album, so.
All right, Eddie's pretty much that. But next song, D-Vision.
It was
D-Vision.
Oh, that was cold. I want to start. I know I'm working backwards, but I want to start with that last verse. Basically, that last verse from the feature from Earth Gang, one of the dudes in Earth Gang.
Yeah.
This nigga, like the delivery, it was very like it sounded like he was really like pouring out like his soul and shit. He was talking about everything from addiction to struggle and just like it was a very, very, very hard verse, and it was lyrically nice as well, but it was very like pain felt, you know. It was he did his thing. What's his name? I want to know his name. Do you know?
Who?
The dude who had that last verse on that D-Vision.
I'm gonna have to look it up. But I'm gonna look it up in a minute. But I'm co-produced that beat, so I was like, okay, I'm probably gonna like the beat. But
yeah, the beat was dope.
One thing I learned about JID or Jid or whatever, he definitely loves his cartoon, his NBA references. So
yeah.
He does that a lot, and he always kill it. Like he always bring out a dope reference with it. So I like that.
Yeah, man, he's real lyrical, and like that was another one where like I mean his flow is always like you know on 1,000, but like that was another joint where like he really like he finds pockets in that beat that like you know most artists wouldn't. And the guy in the middle with the middle verse, it was a solid song. Everybody killed that. Like it was really hard at that point. Like if you're trying to pick out who had the best verse, it's really a matter of preference. All of them have very distinct delivery and voices, so it's somebody different. It's not two niggas that sound alike, three niggas that sound alike.
It's funny. Honestly, that song, I actually like that song a lot. I didn't even like really think of nothing like that. I really just zoned out and vibe to it. Like I heard everything he was saying, but like I just didn't like calculate anything in my head. It was kind of just like that's how much I fucking zoned out on that song. I liked it because the song was.
It was like that for me when I was listening to it all the way up until the third verse. That last verse, like he said something in there that really caught my attention and like made me zone back into it. And then from then on, like I was just like, yeah, like that. Personally, my personal favorite verse on there would be the third verse, and like it was because it was very very it was coming from a raw place. Like he was, it was a lot of talk about just struggle of various things, and it could be substance abuse, it could be he was talking about, I think he was talking about a little bit of street shit on there too, and just like struggle, not having money for certain things and things like that. Very, very, very good, song. And well, like I know they collaborate a lot, but that was a really good one. That was a really, really good one. I like that song a lot.
Yeah, all right.
And y'all should too. Go check it out.
Yeah, stupid. But all right, next joint, Hereditary. I got a lot to say about Hereditary because this is probably my favorite song on the album. I can't lie. But this one I like
what
because
he did.
Stuff just like the stuff he was saying. Like it was so simple but true. Like he said, I know it's hereditary, baby, because your mama was a G and your daddy wasn't there, so you were trying to play with me. Like I feel it really hits home if you had a chick like that. And I think he said another quote. I don't know if the Cole album was out then, but I think it was out before maybe. Because I think this album came out 2015, if I'm not mistaken. And when he said what he said, oh, you can't save her. Basically, like when he said, don't try to save her, that made me think of that Cole reference again. Don't save her. She don't want to be saved. And
what I like is I forgot how the hook went, but there was a certain part of the hook he referenced that, but changed it ever so slightly all throughout the song. I think the third verse on there was also my favorite as well. Just like the last song, but his third verse on there was dope. Like the whole song is nice, and what I really like about JID is like I knew he had really good vocals. I just didn't know he could harmonize as well as he did, because even if you have a nice voice, it's a lot about voice control, and he definitely has voice control down pat. It was very smooth, like the beat went perfect with it. He did his thing. It's a beautiful song. I think a lot of people can relate to that song anyway. Like especially like through a breakup, you know what I'm saying? Like that's also like a really good breakup song, or it's something good to reference to like some sort of like whatever female or whatever. Now, I mean, not just any female, for real, it's a certain type, but a very good song. Smooth,
and,
the way he harmonized was amazing.
She cut me deep just to see if I can bleed, God. I know this ain't what I need, but who to say what I need? What you say to your demons? What you say to your heart when it's walk away with your feelings? It's just a lot of stuff in there. It's pretty much self-explanatory song because he's not really going deep. It's just that he's in his feelings. And he's like, I'm just showing you, but it hits home though. And then
it definitely does. And even though it's not like super, like hard to analyze or whatever, like he has some like little slick bars, and they're not just slick bars. It's it falls perfect into like what he's talking about. And that's what will really like get people like in their chest about it too. I love that song.
When he basically did, when he was like he tried to be a million times to be the guy that she wanted, and but she wanted him to be like super perfect, and she like don't talk. He basically said don't talk. She was like don't talk to me no more. And he was like all right. He was like basically what do you want me to say? And like that's the joint I was messing with. Like he just said a lot of truth in here. And what I do like before we go into the next song, what did he say? Let me find it. When he was like, call dad, call Izzy, and basically call everybody. And he says like she spit in my face. I like that because it's like
Yes, that was on the third verse too that I was talking about was my favorite. Yeah, that was one of the bars on there where I was like, yo. And like his delivery with it too, like he kind of got like you could tell it was true.
Yeah.
Like you could tell it really like something that happened, and it irked him,
Yeah, and
So
then afterwards he was like, "This is nothing he can do," and he seems to always bring a way to show you why he does his drugs or something. I don't know if he still does it or if this album he really was, or even around this time in his life that he was doing it. So he always seems to bring a reason, say, "Hey, I got pain." Basically, he said, he go get drugs to take the pain away. And what he said,
yeah,
a relationship will make you have a fucking revelation. I like that joint. And if you saw the video,
like
if you saw the video and
I didn't.
it was perfect because when he saw the chick looking at the dude when he walked past and he went to the store and he came out and he saw her talking to the dude. He saw her talking to the dude, flirting with him, and he just walked away like nothing happened. He just kept on rapping. It was like it's basically the same. Like, what you want me to say?
Pretty much, like you just gonna disrespect me like that, and then I'm supposed to come through and act stupid
Like
and
you're
make
not
myself
going to
look like a
change. There's
dumbass.
no
I
point.
mean, exactly. You just gonna do it at a later time when I'm not there anyway. Especially if you got the balls to do it in front of my
And
face.
you know what?
But
You know what I feel like at the end when he had the chick's voicemail. I feel like at the end he was saying like this is a. He wasn't even making it personally about him. He could just saying this is a double sided thing because it sounded like she like he could because the way he rapped the song, he could have been talking from a guy's perspective or even girls. So when he's talking, it seemed like he's talking from his in the song, and then he ended with the girls' voicemail. It's like, damn, who was he talking about then? Like, who perspective was he talking from? So I was like,
right. Yeah, so that's true, and that's what that's actually good for the song standpoint because then females going through some shit like
right.
that will fuck around and really talk about it. But I wanted to bring something back about what you said as far as him. He kept on referencing justifications on why he does certain drugs and things like
Yeah.
that. I think that's actually a huge deal. Like I think I'm not going to say it's good that he does drugs or references them, but I think it's good the way that he references them because that speaks a lot about the youth and people our age that fuck with that shit.
It seems like the
Because
first thing they run through is
with people like
drugs.
exactly, and number two, like when you listen to people like Lil Pump and all these other fucking people that most of the rappers that talk about drugs in their music, they usually talk about it for fun,
Yeah.
like like it's I do drugs at parties and stuff like that and just get turned.
Yeah.
I like that he references it the way that he does because that speaks more volumes about why people our age do that
Yeah.
because that's really why that's the real reason. Not every kid is out here dyeing their hair 30 different colors and being like, yo, I want to pop a perk and get litty. No, everybody, no, it's more so like most of the people that are doing it is because like they're depressed and they can't feel anything but pain, so that's all that they're feeling is pain. I don't want to feel nothing at all. You know what I mean? So that's I'm not to say that a lot of people don't do drugs to go party. What I'm saying? I'm sure they do, but this is why most of the people in our generation do. And I'm glad he brought that up.
Right. Yeah. But yeah, dope song. But what's the next song? Next song is All Bad. You know what's crazy? What I liked about All Bad? I feel like All Bad could have been a it could have been the lead off to from Hereditary, and I say that it could have been he could have either been telling. I feel like the way he's telling it, he could have either been telling the story backwards, or it could have been forward the same way. Like Hereditary could have been first, and then like they broke up, got back together, and then basically like All Bad kind of happened. Or like I said, he telling the story backwards, and All Bad happened first, and then Hereditary. Just because the way like if you really like listen to the way he's wording it and the way he's doing everything, like these two songs right here, the way he did it was dope.
Yeah. For sure.
And, but what did you
What was the joint? God damn, motherfucker, that loud ass motorcycle. Now, what was the joint after that?
What after Hereditary?
No, after the song after that.
After All Bad, it was Underwear.
That shit geeked me. I'm not gonna lie. It was a little the hook was a little off. It threw me off a little bit in the beginning.
Yeah.
Like every time the hook actually came on. But then like, as the hook goes through, I'm not gonna lie, first time I heard the end of the hook, like when the song actually like first came on, it geeked me. I'm not gonna lie, it was funny.
Yeah.
Bar work was pretty good. I don't think there's too terribly much to. No, there is. I just can't fucking remember. I'm Joe Budden right now, but yeah, he had some bar work in there, and the hook was funny, but it was just ever so slightly off. Like when the hook first comes on, even after like the verses and stuff, it might throw you off a little bit. It's not in the flow, to where like the end of the verse would lead off perfectly in there, and even when the hook comes on in the beginning of the song, it's still like ever so slightly off.
Yeah.
Not to poke anything bad at that song, because it's a dope song, you know what I'm saying? That's just, it threw me for a loop every time that hook would come on.
Yeah, I ain't really had. I think it was a dope song, but it's probably Underwear is Somebody. Most of the part was my least favorite songs. They were still dope,
Yeah.
but let me see. Oh, 8701 is the next song, and it definitely should have been longer. I feel like 871, because I think if Black was rapping, if y'all don't know Black, he spelled his name basically like Six Lack, and it's 6LACK, but it's pronounced Black. If he was rapping Black, he killed that on everything. It was crazy.
Yeah, for sure. I was gonna say something, but I can't. Yeah, that is one thing. It definitely should have been longer. It was mad short. They both only had one verse. I don't even think there was a hook in there, was it?
I don't think so. I think it was like a bridge, maybe.
Yeah, I think one of them made a reference about that number being sometime when they were born or something like that, and I was trying to figure out
probably
how,
like maybe like army time. I don't know. Like I don't know how they do this. I don't know what that means. 8701. Maybe is it the room number? I don't know. Whatever.
No, I don't know. I think it was Black that said something about like it having something to do with like his birth, like on the song. Like he had like one line about it. I think it was like might have been born in like 87, like the first of the year or some shit like that. I don't know.
Oh, one. Oh yeah, maybe. Yeah, it probably was something like that. But hold on. But what joint? Oh, that next joint, Hood Booger, bro. JID sound just like T.I. and like Wayne put together for him, to me.
Yeah, you know what? Now that you say that, yeah. Because like as soon as I heard him, I was like, yo, he remind me of Wayne, but like just different. And I don't know how different. Like I think I don't know what it is, but like now that you say that, yeah, for real.
Somebody, like I said, it's probably like one of my least favorite songs. So I don't got a lot to say about it, but it was still dope. For sure.
Yeah, that's the thing. Here's a disclaimer for the people that's listening. When we say least favorite song, it's still fucking dope because the whole album is real solid. You know what I'm saying? So when it's a least favorite song out of like a top tier album, it's still like a really dope song. So please listen to the whole thing. It was a dope album.
But my favorite song other than Hereditary, maybe All Back. I don't know why I like them joints so much, but maybe because they hit home. But Lauder, oh my god, bro,
that joint, nigga. He smacked. Oh my god, that shit was hard as fuck. Like that's probably my favorite song on there. Like I think Hereditary and Lauder was my two favorites.
He did not have to snap like that, bro. Oh my god.
Why he do that beat like that? That nigga fucked around and killed the host. Like he beat the beat to death. Like
yo, like that.
That shit was.
That's how you end the album.
Yeah. That's exactly how you end the album. That was definitely the grand fucking finale. That shit was amazing.
That joint.
That like
that was crazy.
That shit was fucking nuts.
Man, I do want to say, the Celtics finally, shout out to the Celtics doing their thing because they're killing the 76ers right now. And Toronto Raptors, hey NBA, can we get rid of the Toronto Raptors? But like, why do we need them?
Yeah, they're not even in America.
I mean, we just need to get rid of them. Like, we don't need them. Like, they just don't we just change their name to LeBronto or something like. Because LeBronto been killing these niggas for 3 years. Like, let's just stop.
You foul as fuck for that. That's a technical.
Let's just stop. We just need to stop. So they
turn the 0-2 into the 0-3, dog.
I saw that, bro. Bro, they said when LeBron turned the 0-2 into 0-3.
I was like, yo, that's foul as fuck. I know Drake was a mad motherfucker that night.
Drake on suicide watch, man.
Shit. Why Drake and LeBron be beefing?
I don't even know. You know what Drake probably is? He remind me. What's that movie when what's his name? Mekhi Phifer. He in the car crying. That's Drake. He said, "You know what, B?" He waiting for LeBron outside the Cavs stadium. He said, "You know what, B?" Oh man,
He gonna cry in the car.
I just want to give a shout out to my baby sister. I'll be home soon to get you because your hips look like they need babies now, and your ring look like it need a finger. Oh my God, just went Drake.
Oh,
Drake bars.
Drake bars. Hey, we better hashtag that
Hey,
shit.
yo, we should start doing that every podcast. Just a random Drake bars moment. We just be talking, like, hold up, Drake bar, Drake bar.
Right. Y'all have just witnessed the newest phenomenon in the unprofessional professionals thing.
Shoot.
It was terrible. Hey, we get a little bit better at being professional, though. I mean, I know this was still very unprofessional. I had a little hood moment earlier, you know what I'm saying? You know, the sister-in-law's nigga was over here and shit, so she pulled up and was like, yo, go smack that nigga. Yo, this shit was funny. She was like, yo, go inside and go smack that bitch-ass nigga for me. If he smack you, I'm gonna come in there and beat his ass. I said, he ain't gonna smack me. So I walked in there and smacked the nigga in the head. I said, yo, that's from your I was like, yo, this from your shorty. Whap! He ain't smack me. He did not smack me. I just like, bing! Walked outside and said, I got him. He's coming.
I just want to shout out to the Pelicans for beating the Warriors too. And who else is playing? Oh, I want to shout out to Utah because Donovan. Let me just say this: Donovan Simmons is my rookie. No, I said Donovan Simmons. Donovan Mitchell is my rookie of the year. Ben Simmons is not a rookie. He don't deserve the rookie of the year. It's not my fault. He got injured. He a bitch, and he got my girl Tina. He a bitch. Fuck that nigga. Tell him run my fade. I don't care if he's 6'10". Run my fade. And Blake Griffin don't deserve it either. So don't come on my neck talking about Blake Griffin. Blake Griffin got drafted in 2009 and won in 2011. He don't deserve it either. Take it from him too. I don't care how long it been. That's all I got to say, man. Tinashe, I'll be home to give you a baby too.
So Tinashe, I'll be home.
I don't want her like that. I'm just mad Ben Simmons got her.
Shout out to Taraji.
Taraji who? P. Hampton?
Is that her name?
Bro, who the chick from Empire?
Yeah, she
Taraji P. Hampton. She can get it too.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I mean? She can, yeah. If I wasn't married, you know what I mean? She probably could still get it, you know what I mean? Holla at me, 281-330-8004.
Holla at me, 205-809. I'm sorry.
Let's do it.
Let me see. I'm trying to think. Is there anything else?
7798282.
Baby, you know that I miss you.
I'm mad you knew that. Yo, you know that was every female song for the nigga that was locked up. I just know that because my mama. No,
I'm sleep. But dang, what was I about to say?
Yes, please. Shit, hey, what are we talking about on the next podcast? Go ahead, let the people know.
I'm trying to think maybe some maybe like 2 more albums or an album we can do, then maybe whatever pops up. Let me see. I'm just listening to that Ray Sherman hour. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I listened to the first song.
I like Buckets. Buckets went in.
Word.
Let me think.
Yeah, that joint is mad long. I think it's a double disc. Yeah, and then I think the other one we should probably do is KOD, maybe.
Yeah, we can do KOD. KOD.
Well, what else came out?
I'm trying to think of some stuff that came. Okay, let me look at all the new albums. Block Boy. Block Boy and Designer drop.
You know what's funny? I saw Joe Budden dumbass on Twitter. This nigga said, so nobody gonna talk about the new Designer album.
Right. I saw that.
I was like, bro, nigga, Royce the 5'9" just dropped. Who the fuck want to talk about this?
Keith Urban dropped, shoot.
I'm not looking at Designer's album. I'm sorry. No disrespect. Now all the disrespect. I'm just gonna be honest. You sound like a Toronto Raptor.
Young boy never broke.
Hey, for real, he dope.
Yeah, he cool. I heard like a couple of songs that I like.
He did that one mixtape with Moneybag Yo. That shit went hard. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, I forgot. Slum Village dropped some stuff.
I actually haven't heard them. So like, they nice or
I
like?
know. I forgot. Like I saw it a minute ago and I saved it, but I forgot to go back into it and listen to it because I was so busy. Because Royce album has dropped and I started listening to Royce album and I forgot to listen to that one.
No, of course, Royce takes priority
Jim
over
Jones, of
everybody.
course. I think you heard that. I didn't hear that all the way.
Hey, you need to, man. It's a dope. It doesn't hold a candle to Royce's album at all, but like it's a dope album. I don't really like Jim Jones like that, so when I say that, it's
Shit,
facts.
Tinashe dropped. She got her album Joyride. Shoot, we should do some like R&B stuff too and pop. Actually, we should do Cardi B's.
I mean, I would. Yeah, why not?
No,
Fuck it.
I just don't want to hold to one thing. Like, I think we should do like R&B type shit. Hey, the Weekend drop too. We can do the Weekend.
Yeah, I'm down to do. Yeah, I'm
Saba.
down for
So
that.
what?
No.
KOD in the Weekend.
Yeah, let's do KOD in the Weekend.
All right, them two, and then probably find something else to talk about too. So it can be long enough. But that's the podcast for today, y'all.
All right, motherfuckers. This was the Unprofessional Professionals, always keeping it unprofessionally unprofessional.
It's Midnight Mac, aka Lean, aka Higher Than Your Daddy in the 80s, aka Faster Than Your Mama from the 99 to the 2000s.
It's Elijah Ceriso, aka that nigga that sold your mama crack in the 80s.
Listen,
That's it.
I'm out. I knew it. Shit. All right, peace, ho.
All right, peace, bitches.